If you take stock of what was there 20 years and today, there are huge differences in terms of how people do things. In the Pacific, there are certain key things. Obviously, what the power of communication has brought to people is, as you know, the islands are separated by large ocean distances and that sort of thing. So, travel for some people would be half a day, one day to actually get to their meetings, that sort of stuff, get what you need done. So we can see a lot of these things being done over mobile, the internet, that sort of thing that's in the Pacific now. We've seen initiatives where even through simple services like SMS, we can put people that are out of contact with, for example, doctors that volunteer services where people put their queries through and the doctors give them some initial advice so they can take care of themselves and manage their health that way. Education looks like great opportunities. We're seeing some examples of that around the Pacific. And finally, but very importantly, I think a lot of the islands are maritime nations, which means you travel on the oceans. While many of the governments and regulators had mandated safety of life at sea type initiatives, the cost of that was just prohibitive for people to put on their boats and that sort of thing. So while coverage is still an issue, when people go out to sea and that, they at least have some form of getting in touch if you're in trouble, that sort of thing. One of the things that you don't see in the growth figures is just how much of the population is actually accessing that. So in most markets we're aware of, the smaller markets, 5 to 10% of the consumers that are on mobile broadband actually drive 80% of the usage. And that means 80 to 90% of the rest either don't have access or are not using the services at the end of the day. So we can address investment. I think a lot of work needs to be done to promote the relevance of what people can do, what meaningful change this can bring into their lives. I think being able to participate and access, let's say, the global mobile ecosystems allows people the opportunities to do things that they might not have been able to do in the past. We need to participate by developing apps, being in that space. The scale of the region may mean that's not very practicable, but the ability to just have this range of choices you could get access to and make some very important and meaningful and changes to your life that can advance things for yourself.